Hey guys, I'm super pumped for this recipe. It's Taco Tuesday, so I'm going to be making cauliflower tortilla chip encrusted chicken. So something I always do is pound out my chicken. It helps with tenderness, and it's just so much better that way. Okay, so I have 2 chicken breasts here. I've already pounded them out. And then I kind of want to dab up a little bit of the moisture. And then I also like to do them into tenders almost, so smaller little pieces. So I'm just going to cut just smaller pieces like that. All right. Okay. And I also already have my tortilla chips crushed. So let me just get this. I'm not a fan of fat at all, so one little piece of fat, and definitely want to grab that. Okay. All right. So I have my tortilla chips encrusted already. So these are the tortilla chips. They are found not in your typical chip aisle. They're probably found in the organic aisle. I will say that these would not be considered strict keto. And that is because there's organic sunflower oil in it. And that is not technically a keto item. But they are so much better than your regular tortilla chips for you. So I just crush them, I put them in a bag, and just put the roller right over them. So they look like this. And then I also am going to put about a 1/4 cup of pork rind crumbs. So this is the alternative for breadcrumbs, for breading. So you can make things like chicken parmesan still, and you use these. And I promise it's not gross. So I actually haven't found these at the store yet. I get it off of Amazon because it's so much easier than crushing my own pork rinds. It's kind of a pain to crush your own to get them as small as they do when you just buy them straight from Amazon. So I'm going to take, I haven't opened them yet. I'm going to take a 1/4 cup, and I'm going to put it in that same little dish with the tortilla chips. So just a tiny bit, and then I am going to make sure that's nice and mixed, and make sure any of the big pieces, there's like some bigger pieces here of the pork rind, are all mixed together. Okay, and then I'm going to get a pan to fit my chicken. Hopefully it fits in here. Spray it with non-stick cooking spray. This is olive oil. Make sure you get the side. Okay, and then just go ahead and lightly salt and pepper your chicken tenders here. I'm gonna flip them over. I'm gonna do only one side with pepper and both sides with salt because I like salt. And actually, salt is something that your body lacks when you're in ketosis, and you are supposed to have more salt. I'm not really sure about the science behind that, but every article that I've read has proven that to be true. All right, and just lightly pepper. Okay, and here's, so I don't know if you've ever used this before, but I've used this before on a different recipe. Here's what makes your chicken moist. And I know you're going to think I'm crazy. Mayonnaise. Yes, it sounds gross. It's not. I promise. On keto, you use regular mayonnaise, not Miracle Whip. This one is actually the olive oil mayo. I'll buy the avocado oil mayo sometimes, but regular mayo doesn't matter. And I just want to put a layer over all of my little chicken tenders here. And the squeeze bottle is so much easier. Okay, and then I will just take my spoon and spread it out to make sure the edge. And so this is why you dry the chicken first is because if you don't, sorry, that might happen more than once on my channel here. So if you don't, the mayonnaise won't stick properly. So I'm just going to do one to show an example, and then I'll pause it, I'll do the rest. I'll show you them in the pan. You don't have to watch me do every single one. And then we're going to make some keto dirty rice to go with it. So I just have one here completely layered, and put the mayonnaise side down, kind of push it down so the tortilla chips and the pork rinds stick to it. And then I'm going to layer the other side with mayo. Kind of spread it around with my spoon. Make sure all the edges are covered because you definitely want tortilla chips on all of your chicken. I kind of do this and it'll cover it. And for any of the spaces that it doesn't cover it, I just take my hand and make sure it's covered. Can I pat it? Give it a little shake. And then your tortilla encrusted chicken breast, or this is just one of the tenders, looks like this. And lay it in your pan to get ready to cook. And then do the rest. But I won't make you watch me. I'll put you in a quick hold while I finish the rest, and then we'll get to the dirty rice. Okay. Hey guys, okay, so I have my chicken in the oven and it is baking. You want to bake it at 350 for about 30 minutes, more or less depending on the thickness of your chicken breast. So I would definitely go with 30 minutes. Okay, so this is my keto version of dirty rice. So I have a pan here on the stove. I'm going to put it on medium heat, and then I'm going to put about a tablespoon and a half of olive oil in here. And I have some chopped onions. So you don't have to put onions in if you don't like them. I love them, so I'm going to put them in. You can also put things like banana peppers or jalapenos, but I think Chris would kill me if I put either one of those in there because he doesn't like either. Okay, and then we'll just saute those until they're translucent. Okay, and then I also like to throw a little bit of cilantro. This is the lightly dried stuff they buy, or they make, and it's at Meijer. But you can use fresh cilantro if you'd like. That's easier. I just don't go through it fast enough, and this tends to stay a little bit longer. And then I don't waste the time ricing my own cauliflower. I honestly think it is the biggest waste of time. I buy just Meijer brand or Kroger brand already riced cauliflower. It's so much easier. And you know what? So this time I'm actually putting it on the stove, but most of the time I just steam it in the oven. And it is so quick and easy. Okay, so it looks like our onion is doing well here and it's translucent. So I'm going to just toss this in the pan. Shake a little bit to spread it out evenly. I'll put a little bit of cilantro in here. You know, I might add like tomatoes at the end, and I might actually add the jalapenos at the end, but not in the big batch because Chris might have a fit. Okay, so this is not a trick. This is just taco seasoning, and that just gives it a little bit of, Taco Tuesday flavor. So I buy the hot because I really like spicy. But if you want it spicier, I would add red pepper flakes to it, or cayenne pepper. So I'm actually only going to use a half of this, because you don't want it too overwhelming. So really just half of the pack. And then I'll stir it up. And since it's frozen, that is actually ideal because it's going to cook in its own liquid. And what I will do is make sure all those big chunks are broken up first. So just coat everything with that taco seasoning. And I'll give you a little look at what it should look like. So it should look like this. And then I'll leave this on here for a while because Chris doesn't like crunchy or raw. So I'm going to cover it so it kind of steams in its own liquid. And I'll probably leave it on here for about 10 minutes. So it's nice and soft. And that is it. That's super easy. That'll be the side. I will probably do a video or, suggest later on too that you don't have to just use taco seasoning to add a little flavor. I use chicken stock. I buy powdered chicken stock from the dollar store. So I'll use chicken stock. I will put onions in it. I can make a great risotto with rice cauliflower. So hopefully I'll be able to make that for you guys, and you'll learn some more. So thanks for watching. Happy Taco Tuesday, you guys.